Strength is something most people yearn for, but in front of a master, most could not survive, as with only 2 faint slashes, their deaths are written. He wanted to be strong too, no matter who he faced. He wanted strength that persisted, no matter what. As the secretary was turning around, Seol wondered if he could win against him, as his right arm is basically useless for the moment. Since Seol does not have the luxury of doing otherwise, he lunges forward and stabs the secretary in the belly, who naturally becomes freaked out and kicks him away. Seol knows that the stab wasn't deep enough, but also knows that since this guy is only worth a single life, he's at the same strength level as San. The secretary holds his wound while asking if he's insane, but Seol pays him no mind and charges forward. As the longer he waits, the surprise will wane off the secretary. He must finish quickly. Unfortunately for him, the secretary sees an opening in his attacks and grapples him, putting him to the ground with a loud thud. In this state, the secretary is quickly able to get the upper hand and end the life of this crazed man with a single strike of his blade. This is what Seol thinks will happen if he tries to do something in his current state. So when the secretary asks what it is, he meets him with a warm smile. It is nothing of consequence. He just wanted to hand him this as a token of appreciation for the work they're going to do together. And since it's getting cold and he has been working so hard, he thought that this would warm him up. The secretary seems suspicious at first, but then swiftly grabs the money and notes that he's quite sociable for someone with such a gloomy face. If there's anything he wants to know, he should just ask. He will also leave him with a piece of advice. For his sake, he should not stand out. He will certainly live longer, since there are a lot of monsters around these parts. Seol already knew that, and he promised himself that he would survive, to get revenge on those who had wronged him so far. Now though, he should focus on his small objective, that being killing the secretary. Time passes as Seol is stuck in the depths of the library, organizing countless books and placing them where they are supposed to be. But out of nowhere, he finds a strange book called XX Core. He opens it, reading that XX means to flow, and core means deep. But what's so deep about it? When he reads a little closer, he sees what kind of deep it is, and stashes it in his clothes for later use. At the same time, the system asks what kind of martial arts skill he wishes to master, which surprises Seol. But that's when he notices the glowing book in the myriad of other books. Since time has not stopped, he picks up the book and sees that it's a textbook called The 3 Primary Excellences. Upon picking it up, the system asks what skill he wishes to marshal, providing 3 choices for him: white fluorescent, fiery hand, or convening final martial arts. Seol is shocked, but even more shocked that the convening final martial arts is here. It is an art that the Mantis mastered and is recognized by the Academy as a top-grade martial art. Fiery is also a famous martial art, mastered by former Vice Principal Kal Yom-gi when he was here. Seol is amazed with his find, but they all seem to be blocked, so he checks an art just to be sure. The system does indeed say that he cannot master the art because of his injury, but it's fine, as he has other options. He did not hear of the white fluorescent martial arts before, but since it's among 2 famous martial arts, it must be strong. Upon choosing it, Seol is presented with 3 ways of training the art: sword skills, combat skills, or fighting footwork skills. Seol decided that if he can master these, he need not hold back, so he chooses sword skills first, which provides him with a demonstration. Seol wonders what that means, but suddenly a mystical force rises up and a shadow appears, which immediately begins moving with the purpose of showing him. Seol can see that from its posture, all the way to its footwork, the white frost coming from its mouth is also trying to teach him how to breathe. Seol watches mesmerized, as the shadow perfectly demonstrates the movements of the white fluorescent martial arts. The system also presents him with the skill set, Great Ship Sword, and the movements required to do it. Even though Seol does not recognize the character below, he knows one thing. He gets up and picks his blade up, as this is an opportunity for him to learn and to try again. Even though he doesn't know why this is happening to him, he will take advantage of it fully, for revenge and for his survival.